There was a leader who was obsessed with wealth and power. He would do anything to accumulate more riches, even if it meant exploiting his own people. Under his rule, taxes were raised to exorbitant levels, and the money was siphoned off into his personal coffers. The country's natural resources were plundered and sold to foreign nations, leaving the land and its people impoverished. The leader lived a life of luxury, indulging in extravagant parties, expensive cars, and lavish vacations, while his citizens struggled to make ends meet. The wealth gap between the rich and poor grew wider every day, and the people became increasingly resentful of their leader's greed. Despite protests and appeals for change, the leader refused to listen to the plight of his people. He only cared about his own interests and remained blind to the suffering of those around him. Eventually, the people had had enough. They rose up against the corrupt leader, demanding his resignation and an end to his tyranny. After a long and bloody struggle, the leader was overthrown, and a new government was established, one that prioritized the needs of the people over the greed of the few. The new government that was established after the downfall of the corrupt leader made it a priority to rebuild the country and restore the dignity of its people. The first step was to address the widespread poverty that had been caused by the previous regime. Policies were put in place to provide economic opportunities for the citizens, including job creation programs, small business loans, and affordable housing. The government also invested in education and healthcare, ensuring that every citizen had access to quality services. The new leaders understood the importance of transparency and accountability, and they established systems to prevent corruption and ensure that public funds were used for the benefit of the people. They also encouraged citizen participation in the governance process, allowing for greater representation and inclusivity. Over time, the country began to prosper, and the people became more optimistic about their future. They saw that their leaders were committed to their well-being and were working hard to create a better society for all. The legacy of the corrupt leader was eventually forgotten, replaced by a new narrative of hope and progress. The people were no longer mired in poverty and despair, but instead were empowered to take control of their own lives and shape their own destinies. As the new government worked tirelessly to rebuild the country, it faced many challenges along the way. There were those who were still loyal to the corrupt leader and sought to undermine the progress that had been made. However, the new leaders remained resolute in their commitment to the people and refused to be deterred. They continued to work towards creating a society that was fair, just, and equitable, even in the face of adversity. Over time, the country began to attract the attention of the international community, as it emerged as a shining example of a successful transition from a corrupt regime to a thriving democracy. Investors were eager to do business with the country, and tourism began to flourish as people from all over the world flocked to see the transformation that had taken place. The once poor citizens of the country were now enjoying a better quality of life, with access to education, healthcare, and economic opportunities that were once unthinkable. The legacy of the greedy leader was now a distant memory, replaced by a new narrative of hope and progress. The people had learned that with the right leadership, anything was possible, and they were now proud citizens of a country that was moving forward towards a brighter future. In the end, the story of the greedy leader serves as a reminder of the importance of ethical leadership and the need to prioritize the welfare of the people. When leaders are motivated by a sense of duty and responsibility to their citizens, they can achieve great things and create a better world for everyone.